Grappling and heavy club swinging go hand in hand. There is no question about it. That is the way that you should train if you want to be better at Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. In almost every culture, the god of strength has some type of lever. My favorite example from the modern world that everybody's going to know is Thor. Thor has a hammer. The reason that heroes have been depicted throughout history with things like hammers or heavy clubs, for Hercules it's a big, long, heavy club, is because swinging those things has made you strong for all of human history. It has been known in the ancient world, but in the modern world, we have forgotten about it. Usually after World War II, club swinging in the Western world has disappeared. Before that, it was here. You can find it, it's called Indian club swinging, and it can be fancy club swinging in the range of, say, 1 to 5 pounds, but then there was heavy club swinging, which goes up into the 50-pound range. You still find it in Persian traditions, and you still find it in India. Long levers with big weights at the end. In the modern Western world, we seem to think that just doing back squats will train us for rotation, and that's not true. Bench presses are awesome, deadlifting is awesome, but it does not contain rotation. All grappling sports contain rotation all the time, so you should train with a way that you can start with a lightweight, get to a heavyweight, start with simple moves, and get to complex moves for grappling. Everything should be rotation, everything should be rotation. Today we are going to do a heavy club front press. Usually gentlemen will start with this exercise around the 15-pound mark. Think of 15 pounds as white belt weightlifting. Think as they go towards 50 pounds, they're kind of getting towards their brown belt. When it gets above 50 pounds, think you're getting into your black belt range. Usually ladies will start with this exercise in the 10-pound range. It is a light exercise. That does not mean it's easy. We're going to start with the easiest version, which is standing up, and then eventually it will add into squats. It will add into a bunch of different get-ups where it will force your core on. We start with the easy thing, we add complexity over time. Step up to your club, 2 feet point straight ahead. Your club starts between the insteps of your feet. When we pick it up, we are already going to be in rotation. Think of this as a clean. At 15 pounds, it seems light, but it's not done for strength, it's done for strength endurance, so the numbers tend to be high. We pick it up with good technique. 2 hands, stack hands on top of each other, go down. Both elbows are straight. If one elbow is bent, you have not introduced rotation into the pickup. Pick it all the way up. Order position. Elbow starts and stops on the body. Our front press has our top hand come out to the bottom of our nose height. Sometimes this is called a gun press. We do not lean back against the weight, we lean forward with the weight. Think of it as a hollow position. Press out, lean forward, drive the rib cage down, squeeze the glutes. We do not need to lean forward beyond vertical. We are just not leaning back. We are driving our rib cage down, squeezing our glutes, squeezing our quads, pressing out. Think of this as a standing plank. Pull the elbow in. The hand that we are concerned with is the hand closest to the tip. That elbow comes back and touches the body. Press out, squeeze, pull in. Press out, squeeze, pull in. Press out, squeeze, pull in. Your core should be on fire. If this does not feel hard, you are not doing it right yet, even with a light weight. This becomes an exercise done for time, approximately 30 seconds in the beginning. Think. The important part here is that your core is on the entire time. Your abs should be on as if you are being punched in the stomach. If your rib cage lifts up and you lean back, just consider that being less good technique. You want to drive that rib cage down so the abs are on, squeeze the glutes, and then press. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. There are a bunch of different ways to breathe with this technique, but that's the simplest one to think about in the beginning. This is a fast exercise. When you're doing 30 seconds of it, you'll be pushing, probably at the beginning, 12 reps. As you get better, you'll be pushing into the 24 plus rep range. You do clubs in a structured program where you have a series of exercises, you have a set amount of time, and you have set rest periods. It is metabolic conditioning. You start with 30 seconds of work and probably 30 seconds of break. You write down your numbers and you see what percentage you get better at each weight. Over the course of months and years, you go up in 2.5 or 5 pound jumps. Most people, probably 2.5 pound jumps. The smaller the jump in weight that you use with these activities, the better your overall outcome becomes. Think of heavy club swinging as Paleolithic Olympic lifting for grapplers. That is exactly what it is. If you start with simple moves like this front press, they go to the bottom of a squat, they become rock bottom front presses, they become really hard. Then you start adding movements together, circles, add to squats, add to front presses, turn into get-ups. It is infinitely complex, and you start at the beginning, you write it down, and you figure out what you're good at and what you're not good at, because just like grappling, the best way to get better is to break it down into small pieces, repeat it until you can do it without thinking, and then do it again.